5. Pitch to Barbie. Tripped up in the backfield. Another big play. Mike Randall. Yet to pick up positive yardage. Firing. Jumping. Caught! Steve Zatarga will score! He's played pretty well in the second half to Boom. Boom's got the corner. Looking for the pylon. Touchdown! Not many flaws in his game. Lofting at far side. Knocked away. Good play by Dave Parrish. Sherrill, now Ferguson on 4th and goal from the 1. Van Gorder. I don't think he got it, Rob. Nothing doing. The bucket Broncos hold firm. Broncos down to their last breath. Here, great catch.
What a moment this is. It is good to be alive. There is still time for changing the world. I believe it can happen. God has given us life, yeah. He has given us breath, and the sun is not set. We are not finished yet, and I tell you, there must be a reason. This can be your finest hour. This could be your greatest day. This could be your finest hour. Don't throw it away, 'cause you just never know. You never know what's around the next bend. There are answers to prayer, so you just can't stop caring. This is not the end. It's not only the young, no, not just the fast nor the strong, but to the one who is wise, who will open their eyes to the Spirit of God, to His power. Oh, this could be your finest hour. This could be your greatest day. This could be your finest hour. Don't throw it away. Oh, this could be your finest hour. Oh, this could be your place in time. This could be your defining moment. Get ready to shine. Get ready to shine. Get ready. This could be your finest hour. Yeah, this could be your greatest day. Yeah, this could be your finest hour. Don't you throw it away. Yeah. This could be your finest hour. Oh, this could be your place in time. Yeah, this could be your defining moment. Don't go walking slow. The devil's on the loose. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. Oh, don't look back. But I heard a rumbling calling to my name. 200 million guns are loaded. Satan cries again. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. Oh, don't look back, you see. Over on the mountain, under magic zone, let the people know my wisdom, fill the land with smoke. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. Oh, don't look back, you see. Little GTO, you really looking fine. 3 deuces and a 4-speed and a 389. Listen to her tacking up now. Listen to her whine. Come on and turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTO. Yeah, little GTO. Yeah, little GTO. see her on a road course or a quarter mile. This little modified Ponton has got plenty of style. She beats the gassers and the rail jobs, really drives them wild. Come on and turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTO. Yeah. Gonna save all my money and buy a GTO. Get a helmet and a roll bar, and I'll be ready to go. Take it out to Pomona and let them know, that I'm the coolest thing around. Little buddy gonna shut you down. When I turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTO. In the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south, London town. You check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords. But it's strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. Up under the lights to play his thing. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky-tonk like anything, saving it up Friday night with the Sultans, with the Sultans of swing.
A good matchup in Sparta tonight. The Spartans and Coopersville both unbeaten. As a matter of fact, Sparta has a 5-game winning streak. If you go back to last season, we picked this one up in the first quarter. Coopersville with the ball, the quarterback keeper by Josh Merriman, the 12-yard touchdown run. Plowing it in, 7-0 Coopersville at that point. On Coopersville's very next drive, Brian Boom. I like that name. 10-yard touchdown, 15-0 Coopersville. After an onside kick, Coopersville with the ball again. Brian Boom, 6-yard touchdown run. It's 21-0. And then in the cross-country meet, check it out. Coopersville wins in cross country as well. We're bringing you everything. It's part of the whole
a little bit
package.
of
Final
everything.
score on this one tonight, Coopersville winning the football game 48-6.
Coming in the football season of the fall, you know what you do when you're in downtown Grand Rapids on a Friday night? You tune your ear to the west and you listen for Coopersville because they're going to lower the boom. Brian Boom ran for 184 yards on 24 carries. He scored the first 2 touchdowns. It was a romp for the Broncos over Garvin Heights, 28-7. They are. They are the class of the blue. There's no question about it.
Coopersville coming off last week's 48-6 thrashing of Sparta. Trying to do the same to Godwin Heights tonight. Check it out. Here we go in the third quarter. Joshua Meerman for Coopersville to Brian Boom. He is gone for the score. 12-0 Coopersville at that point. Still in the third quarter. Here we go. Quarterback Josh Meerman again. Yes, taking it 32 yards for the score. Where you at, Josh? There you are. Coopersville a winner tonight, 28-7.
Move to the OK Blue, and the man among boys in this conference seems to be the Broncos of Coopersville. Hanging with the Coop. They absolutely clobber Hamilton last night, 47-0. How's this?
I can see the tears filling your eyes, and I know where they're coming from. They're coming from a heart that's broken in two by what you don't see. The person in the mirror doesn't look like the magazine. Oh, but when I look at you, it's clear to me that I can see the fingerprints of God. When I look at you, I can see the fingerprints of God. And I know it's true, you're a masterpiece that all creation quietly applauds. And you're covered with the fingerprints of God. Yeah, yeah. Never has there been, and never again will there be another you. Fashioned by God's hand and perfectly planned to be just who you are. And what He's been creating since the first beat of your heart is a living, breathing, priceless work of art. And I can see the fingerprints of God. When I look at you, I can see the fingerprints of God. And I know it's true, you're a masterpiece that all creation quietly applauds.
Coopersville taking on Hamilton as we move along the Bronco country. It was 35-0 at the half. They had the running clock going. Nick Knoll, the 37-yard run. He'll finally be tripped up. Oh, he would have got in otherwise. Later on, Tim Alt, the 1-yard touchdown run makes it 41-0 Coopersville at that point, but Coopersville was not finished. Later, Joe Roper with the 1-yard touchdown run. Coopersville, a winner tonight. Final score, 48-0. Let's check out.
Long as I remember, the rain been coming down, clouds of mist drift pouring, confusion on the ground. Could been through the ages, trying to find the sun, and I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain. I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in the fable, I watched the tower grow. 5-year plans, a new deal, wrapped in golden chains. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain. Heard the singers playing, how we cheered for more. Crowd had rushed together, trying to keep warm. Still the rain kept pouring, falling on my ears. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain.
category. Granville, Kelvin Christian, taking on Coopersville. Hey, it was raining there. What do you know about that? Scared away some of the crowd. You want to take those, Sean? Great. Third quarter, Joe Roper is a mutter. Breaks tackles, making cuts. 58 yards for the score. At that point, 45-0 Coopersville. Then later, the Squires pitching the ball. It's fumbled. The Coopersville D is all over it. Chuck Perreal with the tackle. Still 47-0 game at that point. We move on to the fourth. Chuck Purcell takes it from the 3. Slips through the line for the touchdown. The Broncos go on to win this one by a score of 53-0.
All right, so what would you rather do? Go check out the fair or check out a little football? Coopersville, Rogers. For Coopersville, an easy choice. Obviously, the game.
I swing a place called Palisade Bar. To have some fun and see what I could see. That's where the girls are. I took a ride on a shooty-shoo. That girl I sat beside was awful cute. And when we stopped, she was holding hands with me. My heart was flying up, like a rocket ship. Down, like a roller coaster. Fast, like a loop-de-loop. And around, like a merry-go-round. We ate and ate at a hot dog stand.
game. Let's get to it. Coopersville in the first quarter. Brian Boom, 15 yards coming right at you up the middle. Brian into the end zone for the touchdown. It's 14-0. Second quarter, more from Coopersville, and guess who? It is Mr. Boom again. This time, 25 yards to the score. Coopersville winning this one, you could say handily, 62-0.
Is in the OK Blue. 5-0 Coopersville, one win away from the postseason, traveling to Wyoming Rogers. 49-zip Coopersville late in the second. Josh Mearman hands to Chuck Purcell. Huge hole. Picks his way 13 yards before being brought down at the 8. That set up this play. Mearman giving the ball to Purcell again, up the middle and in for the score. The Broncos led 56-0 at the break. They went on to beat, actually embarrass Wyoming Rogers tonight, 62-0.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, you're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. You know they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine. I come in last night about 10:30. That baby of mine wouldn't let me in. So move it on over. Rock it on over. Move over, little dog. A mean old dog is coming in. She told me not to mess around, but I done let the deal go down. Move it on over. Rock it on over. Move over, nice dog. A big bad dog is coming in. She chained the lock on my back door. Now my key won't fit no more. Move it on over. Rock it on over. Move over, nice dog. A mean old dog is coming in. She threw me out just as pretty as you please. Pretty soon I'll be scratching fleas. Move it on over. Slide it on over. Move over, nice dog. A mean old dog is coming in.
Hi, we're the cheerleaders from Coopersville High School, and you're watching 13 on your sideline.
Coopersville stepping out of conference play to play Dowagiac. And look at a wet and cold one out there. Coopersville going at it. The pitch to Brian Boom, and he's laying on the Bam Bam. We ain't gonna come up with a name for him. Brian Boom Boom Bam Bam?
I like
Some
it.
of that. All the way down the 1 yard line. From there, he punches it in. 14-0 Broncos on top. Oh, he's not done.
He's
Brian,
not?
no.
More boom
Guess
boom?
what? Here comes more boom boom with the bam bam into the end zone for the score. 20-0 Coopersville. And then it was Mike Simon on defense. He rocks the quarterback. Fumble. 26-0 Coopersville, undefeated on the year. Then you have, of course, Coopersville and Middleville. Coopersville started the night undefeated. Middleville, just one loss in conference play. Of course, Coopersville always looking good until this point in the third quarter when they fumble the ball and the Trojans pounce on it. Going the other way now. Trailing 29-6. Josh Tobias goes on 2 yards in for the score. 29-14 at that point, but the Broncos come right back. Adam Chamberlain goes in from 4 yards out, and Coopersville goes on to win 43-14.
Byron Center taking...
All right, there is a showdown in the OK Blue, but we're going to have to wait another week to see it. Coopersville and Byron Center both 8-0 heading into next week's big battle. Tonight in Middleville, Coopersville taking care of Thornapple Kellogg. Pick it up in the first quarter. Here comes Coopersville. Brian Boom, a name we've been calling out a lot here on the big board on Friday night. Touchdown run. Middleville down 6-8 or 8-6. Take your pick. Then more from Coopersville. Joel Lonstreet to Josh Meerman for the touchdown. Coopersville taking a 16-6 lead. And from there, all Coopersville, the pass. Joel Landstruth to Josh Meerman. He's into the end zone on the dive. Coopersville, big winners tonight, 43-14. Our next
get moving. Let's get things started with our game of the week, a battle of undefeateds. In the OK Blue, Byron Center taking on Coopersville, and Coopersville came out fired out for this one. Fired up, I should say, and for good reason. It's already 6-0 Broncos when Jared Ford is picked off by Joshua Meerman. Meerman will take this one all the way back for a touchdown. Coopersville up to that point by a score of 14-0. Then it's Meerman getting it done on offense. Takes the handoff. Get off me! Cuts to the near side. Shirt tackle, not gonna stop me. Touchdown on that one. 22-0 Coopersville at that point. They're starting to run away with this one. On the ensuing kickoff, John Cayley of Byron Center will get the ball. Starts working across field. Josh Corner says, "How you doing?" Nice hit. Big plays on special teams tonight for him. Before the half, Brian Boom of Coopersville with the touchdown. 33-0 Coopersville at the half. They go on to win this one tonight. Final score, 39-10.
Great win. Kids came ready to play, jumped on, made some real big plays, and I thought our defense played well. And they've been playing well all year, and they came today to play well and just did an excellent job of stopping their skill position people.
Oh, our defense just stepped it up. They're a very high-powered offense with that friend, all-stater. Just shut them down. We had maybe one completion. Really tough. We stopped the big plays.
Coopersville, big showdown of the OK Blue. Byron Center in Coopersville. Winner takes all. Highlights of this ball game right here. Pick it up first half. Coopersville, Joshua Meerman, 53 yards. What a great run. Breaks a couple tackles. You can't pull him down with a shirt tackle. He's gone. Great speed. 22-0 Broncos at that point. Then Coopersville, Brian Boom. Number 30's in from 16 yards, 33-0 Coopersville at the half. They go on to win it. Final score 39-10. They win the OK Blue.
Just, the season's been flying. Got a great group of kids, and when you're winning, you're flying high, and that's what we've been doing. So we're delighted, we're happy, and now we're ready to get out ready for the playoffs.
Another battle of undefeateds tonight. 8-0 Byron Center battling 8-0 Coopersville with the OK Blue title up for grabs. 6-0 Coopersville in the second quarter. Byron's Jared Ford drops back, fires over the middle, picked off by Josh Meerman, and Josh takes it back 22 yards for the touchdown. Two-pointer was good, making it 14-0 Broncos. Same score now later in the second. Joel Longstreth gives to Josh Meerman. And here he goes again. Josh spins free, bounces to the near sideline, and takes it 65 yards for the score. Coopersville led 33-0 at the half. The Broncos went on to beat Byron Center tonight 39-10. Coopersville wins the OK Blue.
Next up, Coopersville. The Broncos a perfect 9-0 during the regular season. And tonight they took on Comstock. Michelle Venturella, catcher for the gold medal winning softball team, in attendance to this game. Second quarter, Brian Boom. Best football name on the planet. Brian Boom is bouncing into the end zone. Nine-yard score. It was 34-6 Coopersville. Check this hit here. Nick Lilly. Oh, he's got some green and white on that uniform. Broncos going again, this time to the air. Joel Longstreth to Ryan Lillibridge. 34 yards. Coopersville rolls 48-14. They've got...
That's right, the Broncos are undefeated, averaging 43 points a game. Comstock trying to slow down the Broncos tonight. Second quarter, the Broncos, Joel Longstreth? Yes. Hands it to Brian Boom, 36-6. Third quarter, Longstreth gets great protection. Check it out. Then finds a wide open Ryan Lillibridge. Yes, indeed. 41-6 Coopersville. Then it's Comstock with the ball. Nate Thomasma will pick it off. He's pulled down, but check it out. Pitches it to Nick Lilly. Lilly goes all the way for the touchdown in this one. A great play. Coopersville beating Comstock tonight. Final score, 48-14.
next game has the potential of having a lot of offense, Tom, because it's Coopersville and South Christian.
Absolutely. Coopersville averages 44 points a game, while the Sailors score nearly 40 points a contest. So you would expect some big numbers tonight, but that wasn't the story in the early going. And same score in the third, Joel Longstreth. Going deep this time, finding Josh Mearman. He takes it in. We're all tied up at 7 apiece. So in the third, they're going to call on Mearman again. This time they're going to do it on the ground. Mearman, look at the offensive line blowing open the hole. They get some great blocking downfield. He'll go, nice cut, 64 yards for the touchdown. Coopersville taking the 13-7 lead. Check it out. Fakes the field goal. Nate Thomasma runs it for 2, makes it 15-7. That's your final. Coopersville winner tonight. Final score 15-7.
So we've been playing good defense all year, and I thought we had a great effort tonight, especially inside. We shut that running game down. They got some excellent backs.
Three Rivers tonight. Three Rivers took on Coopersville. This one also goes overtime. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. First half action, Coopersville. Second quarter, Three Rivers, Kyle Shaw, the quarterback keeper, 6-0. Then Coopersville, Joe Longstreth to Steve Zadarga, 7-6. Coopersville up at the half. Fourth quarter down 7-6. Three Rivers at their own 5. Fumble. Paul Wolgamon with the fumble. Jerry Toogood recovers. Touchdown, 14-6, Coopersville. Ensuing drive, Three Rivers. One goes to overtime, and in OT, Coopersville, a 2-point conversion touchdown to win it. Coopersville, another thriller, 22-21. They're moving into the semifinals.
Whether or not they want to admit it, it's the goal of every high school football team in the state to reach the Silver Dome. Today we find out who's going to be going there next weekend. First up in Division IV, Coopersville and Cedar Springs going at it at Hausman Field. Yes, more snow, which was the theme. On the opening kickoff, Cedar Springs can't hold on to the ball. They fumble it, recovered deep in their territory by Coopersville. Very next play, it is Brian Boom taking it in from 2 yards out. Two-point conversion good. Coopersville on top, 8-0. 16-0 now. It is Josh Meerman. Josh Meerman, what a day he had. 11 carries, 155 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Here, the last one, going to go 54 yards for Mr. Meerman. Coopersville rolling over Cedar Springs today, 38-0. Coopersville will play Orchard Lake St. Mary's next week in the Division IV state championship game.
To get back, we were there in '91, and we wanted to go back, and we worked hard to get there, and had a great group of seniors, played real hard tonight or today, and it's just been a great ride, and it's going to go one more week.
The state semifinals, Coopersville and Cedar Springs facing each other at Hausman Field. The Red Hawks trying to get to the Dome for the first time in school history, while the Broncos trying to get there to the first time since 1991. And Coopersville jumped out to the big lead as Brian Boom into the end zone for the touchdown, 8-0 Coopersville. Still in the first quarter, Broncos on the Red Hawk 44, not anymore. Josh Meerman up the middle. He adds a 2-point conversion, 16-0 Coopersville. Meerman had 155 yards on the day, and Coopersville, they go on to win, and they win big, 38-0.